Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in your world. Welcome to
Wherever your world is.
Welcome to today's We Are One Meditation and Self-Help, and it's my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you Susan Schwartz. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Terry, and it's an
You're
honor
welcome.
for me to be with you. I haven't had the opportunity to be on a We Are One with you facilitate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is a first.
Yes.
Off.
Well, every day is a first. Every moment is a first. Every breath is a first, a new beginning. And I want to welcome all of you who are returning We Are One listeners, and welcome all new We Are One participants, and all those who will be listening to the pre-recording. I take this opportunity to thank you so much for taking time out of your lives, out of your day, to be with yourself and to be with us, doing self-help and learning Jin Shin Jyutsu. It really makes a difference in the world, and I so appreciate having the experience to spend some time with you. I know my colleagues, we've discussed it, and it's been just such a gift for us in this time, and this time has brought us all together. And if you notice, I'm beginning immediately to do self-help with myself. Right? I'm holding my index finger. It's one of my favorite fingers to hold, and it does so many things. It's going to help the safety energy lock that I want to talk about today. Terry, can we have the first slide, please? If you all bear with us a moment. The slide that Terry will be putting up is a slide that will be showing you the safety energy locks in the body. In Jin Shin Jyutsu, we have 26 locations where energy is moving through the body, and because of our lifestyle or the climate or our eating habits or what's happening in the world, traffic jams can happen. Things can get stuck. And if we hold those places on our body, we can help the energy to move. Today, I really want to talk about the safety energy lock 8. And as you see, Terry, I don't know if you can move your cursor over to safety energy lock 8, which is located at the right below the outer bend at the head of the fibula of the knee. So it's right below the bend of the knee on the lateral part of the leg. Now that's not a really easy location to reach when you're sitting or even when you're standing, as you can imagine. So this index finger will help that 8. And I'm going to talk to you about how dynamic this location is and what safety energy lock 8 is all about. We also have other choices. And if you notice, there are 2 other red circles on this diagram. One is at the sit bone where we sit, which is safety energy lock 25. It quietly regenerates all of our energy. So while we're spending time together, you could just sit on your hands, which will help our 8. And we'll talk about that some more. Also, there is another circle further up at the top of the hip bone, and that is safety energy lock 2. All of these safety energy locks are on the back of the body. Any energy that gets stuck on the back is not allowing the energy to move up from the feet, the toes, up to the top of the head. So all safety energy locks on the back of the body are helping our energy to ascend. And that relates to inhaling, taking and receiving the breath of life. So I invite you to hold your index finger for a moment while we go over some of the more images and illustrations that help us to see where the safety energy locks that we can hold are located. Okay. Terry, can we have the second slide, please? Safety energy lock 8. Now, if you can visualize the number 8, it's just 2 circles on top of each other. And what 8 is telling us about is as below, above, so below. Right? So now you see in this image that Terry has brought up on the screen that our 8s are located. We have one 8 on the left and another 8 on the right, right below the bend of the knee. And you see our 2 other choices where we could sit on our hands. You could sit on one hand or you could sit on both hands at the same time, whatever is convenient. Or you could hold that very top part of your back right at the crest of the hip. Or easily, no matter where you are, you can hold your index finger. Okay? So let me spend a few minutes talking about the 8. The 8 is a sign of infinity. It's in constant motion. Now, I would like you to think for yourselves how many of us are in constant motion, whether we are physically in constant motion or whether we are mentally in constant motion. There is a motion that is important as long as we're not rushing, as long as we are in harmony with the cosmos, with ourself, inside and out. As long as we are in motion with our breath, exhaling and inhaling. So let's be quiet, come inside, and feel that exhaling and inhaling of the perfect movement of the breath. Down the front and up the back. Down the front and up the back. Exhaling from the top of our heads down to the tip of our toes. And inhaling from the tip of our toes back up to the top of our head. And as we become quiet inside, we can see how the rhythm changes, how the rhythm slows down and becomes peaceful. 8 symbolizes peace, rhythm, harmony. When we are all breathing together, it becomes very powerful in the conscious awareness of the oneness of breath. Terry, can you put up the last slide, please? Now at this camera angle, you're not able to see that I have my legs crossed. While my legs are being crossed, I have one kneecap right in the back of the other knee, touching that 8. So I'm jumper cabling or harmonizing my 8. So now you see there's many different positions that we sit in without any awareness that we are helping ourselves. With the middle image, you see that the woman has, I guess it's a woman, has her legs crossed, and one knee is really resting on the lateral aspect of the other leg. We also see that with the woman who has her shoe dangling. I like to show these images because it's an easy way and a comfortable way for us to help ourselves. The woman with her leg crossed with her ankle resting on the opposite knee. Her hand is moving towards that lateral side of the leg at the bend of the knee. And the other woman sitting on the chair has brought her legs up so that she can comfortably rest her hand without leaning over. Now, the woman that has her legs up on the desk, that's often how I would place my hands, on either side at the bend of my knee. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, right here, comfortably. So we have so many choices. So if you would just take a moment now to either close your eyes or keep them open, I invite you on a journey of a meditative 8 for you to see how this 8 helps us in providing peace in this material body. With the symbol of the 8 and the 2 circles on top of each other, it brings us awareness of where they rest on each other, that middle ground. Safety Energy Lock 8 helps our middle, helps our waistline. It helps us to digest mentally and physically. It helps bring us back to our center. These 2 circles, one above the other, it's spirit above and spirit below. Never ending, spiraling. It opens up our creativity as it connects us to our source. It's reminding us that the lowest form of spirit is how it denses down into matter. And the highest form of matter, our physical being, is our spirit. Feel that peaceful fullness of the gift of the 8. And since Safety Energy Lock 8 is located at the outer aspect of the knee, it will help our knee. And it will help all painful legs and feet. It will help us with muscle spasms and fatigue and any swollen legs. It allows us to have freedom in movement. Freedom in movement is our rhythm. Coming back to the breath. Be aware of your exhale and your inhale and that freedom of movement that brings us aliveness. That's our gift. Our gift of life. And as you focus on this gift of life, this movement that's a rhythm of peacefulness, feel how your shoulders begin to relax. How all the pain and discomfort melt away that's in your legs and your hips, your abdomen, your chest, and your entire body. Magic, freedom, splendor, And as we deal with the pandemic and the crisis that's happening all over the world, let us all know that we have freedom. We have the freedom of breath, of life, of magic. And as we look around and we see what's happening, let us know that we can send out that peaceful blessing of magic, of creativity, of freedom, of limitations by holding our eights, by holding our index finger, which also is the attitude of fear. It helps us to be responsible for our own being and to remind us that we alone have that responsibility. It helps us to change our focus from our disorders to our happiness, to our gifts. Mary Burmeister, our teacher, who brought Jin Shin Jyutsu into my life, and now we're able to share it with all of you. 8 symbolizes awareness. Where is your focus? Where is your awareness? Bring your awareness to peace. First, peace must be inside us. It must reside within us. And as we get in touch with that peacefulness that we get by the magic of our 8s, we can then visualize that peacefulness expanding out beyond us. Beyond my physical form, into the space I live in, the people I meet, the people I dream about, the people I love. Those people that I have difficulties with. When that peace and freedom and awareness comes, I'm able to help melt away all those images that create the difficulties in my mind and therefore will affect my body. As above in spirit, so in earth. As in earth, so in spirit. As in heaven, so on earth. As in earth, so in heaven. Let's bring heaven here on earth. Let's go out a little further in our images and our thoughts of peace and freedom and awareness and joy and love, and expand it to all corners of the world, to all the people and the creatures that fly and inhabit the earth and the sea. Peace is living in harmony with each other, with love. Infinity. continuous movement of energy. And hopefully you are experiencing that peacefulness inside you. In Self-Help Book 2, on page 26, Mary says, I alone impose limitations upon myself. I alone am responsible for my being. No focusing on disharmonies. Let us go out today and every day, seeing peace, being peace, breathing peaceful gifts, having an awareness of joy, of splendor, of the magic of life and breath, of cosmic freedom. It's our gift. It's the gift that we receive every moment. Let's bring our awareness there. And when we find our lives, our mind drifting into the chaos, we know that we have the gift to bring us back to who we truly are and what has been given to us, so that we can fulfill the eights and be eight. Freedom, awareness, spirit into matter, matter into spirit, in our entire body, in our entire world. I want to thank you for the time that I got to spend with you, and also allowing me to have these 20 minutes of jumper cabling and spending time with my eights and bringing it into my awareness and into the matter and into my heart and into my being. And as we spend this time together, it really makes a difference to the world. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Susan. I'm trusting everyone enjoyed that as much as I did. It was totally appropriate for my particular shoulder project, those eights. So that was just right on the money for me, and just a very beautiful presentation. So thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you, everybody else, for sharing with us today, and hope the rest of your week is peaceful, joyful, and we bring that harmony to the world. Take a look on our webpage, our online events, to see all the upcoming study groups and 2-hour seminars, which our instructors bring into you online. We know that they are very popular, and we thank you for supporting them. But there are new ones every week, and so go take a look if you haven't.
I want to thank everyone. This has really been a great joy and pleasure for me to be able to participate. And I really hope someday that we'll all be able to have time in person together, right? Actually in the physical world. And I look forward to those Jin Shin Jyutsu students who will be joining me, because I'm doing a Zoom study group on Monday, this coming Monday. So look on to the Jin Shin Jyutsu website, as Terry said, because there's a lot of offerings, and we really welcome those new people who are just being introduced to Jin Shin Jyutsu, where all the self-help books are available. Isn't that right, Terry?
Absolutely.
Since you're in the office, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally correct. Yeah. So enjoy your practices, play with your eights, and au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, and I don't know the rest. Cheerio.
Choose.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah. Goodbye.